you remember our previous discussion upon Titanic dataset, so we will be using the same Titanic dataset here also. So same methods we are using in data preparation. So we'll be removing the columns which name, age, sibling, spouse, count, ticket, cabin, PRs, and embark, just in this this notebook, and then convert objects to numbers with pandas.getDummies, which is like basically encoding them. Replace null values with 0 because we're not going to spend much time in that null value treatment operation, which we have done previously. And then transform the data using min-max scalar, which is between 0 and 1. And randomly split the training set into train and validation sets. So here we just want to illustrate the use of gradient boosting classifier. So you just load these two. So data frame name dot drop labels as columns names which are going to be dropped. Axis is equal to 1 denotes that we are dropping the columns. And then here we're getting the dummies, converting objects into numbers using pandas.getDummies, and which column we want to be converted into numbers is the sex column. So we'll do that here. Get the dummies, and here using the pandas fill data frame name.fill method, replace the nan values with 0 and in place true, which is by default itself. And then let's generate the feature sets. So if you look at the shape, right, it is 1309 rows in the dataset. So we just do to 0 to 891 row as for training, and 891st to 1309 row for testing. So let's just define the training and testing data, and this is the shape of each respectively. And using min-max scaler, we will just scale the data. So let's just go through the doc string for this. So between 0 and 1, it transforms features by a given range between these two numbers. Whereas the other scaler which we had gone through, standard scaler, it scales the values between -1 and +1. So okay, coming back. So PC algorithm also we have done. So here we're doing train test split. And then from the ensemble methods, we have the gradient boosting classifier. Random forest classifier is also available under the ensemble module of sklearn. So it's not necessary to know the modules, but it's a good practice so that you won't be referring like with the modules under sklearn, probably Googling them and then seeing which one lies under which. So as you keep coding more and more in machine learning problems or data science problems, it will come by instinct. Just define all these imports and move on to the gradient boosting algorithm. So what we're doing is a bit of hyperparameter tuning on gradient boosting itself, if you're noticing. So we are giving different learning rates. If you're not happy with your results, you can try any of grid search or boosting, or else you can try each and every one of them. And the algorithm which gives you the best accuracy and the best reports when classification or the R2 score for the R squared score in the regression problem, we can go with that. So let's go down and run this entire loop where we'll be iterating through different learning rates, pass them as learning rate parameter in gradient boosting algorithm. You're not playing much with the number of estimators, the max features and max depth here. We're just playing around with the learning rates and getting the accuracy. So here are the results. What you must keep in mind is that the training accuracy and validation accuracy should be quite close to each other. So as we can see, when learning rate is 0.5, we have training score of 82.9% and a validation score of 83%, which is quite good. Though this one has a better training score, its validation score is quite low. So that's one observation we have. So similarly, let's output the confession matrix for learning rate 0.5, which you've taken because this one has the best training and the validation score, and print the classification report and confession matrix. So just defining it again, GB is equal to so and so. Think about gradient boosting. So here's the confusion matrix and the classification report. So though
Yes.
this recall of is quite low here, you notice, right? It's
Yeah.
0.65% for 1, which is not quite good. Precision is quite good for 0, though 90.94. I mean, recall is quite good here. And 1's precision is higher than 0's precision. The receiver operator characteristic curve. The more the data points uh, gathered converge towards the true positive rate, the more correct it is. That is what the ROC curve tells. So here we have a
Okay.
0.88 value, which is quite good. Closer to 1 it is, the better the model is, basically. So this closes the gradient boosting classifier for prediction.